Right, in this play guide I want to talk over the new comms menu options in the TSN Sandbox. Here I've set up 3 active ships, the TSN Viper, Horizon and Sabre, and currently I'm on the TSN Horizon. If we go into the comms menu, you'll see that each of these ships has its own comms button. This opens a specific menu for that ship to allow you to activate certain comms functions. I'm on the TSN Horizon, so I'm going to interact with the TSN Horizon menu. If I click that, it changes to show me which options I've opened, so I know that I'm on the TSN Horizon options. I have a back button to go back to the main menu. There's a marine status button. Clicking that will bring up marine status. That reports the marine status across the whole division, so you can see that each ship has 20 battle ready marines aboard. That's used for boarding actions. I've also got these options that are to do with shuttle operations, so I can unload the shuttle, I can load marines, cargo, medical teams and engineering teams. These are different types of loadouts that the shuttle can have. If I want to put medical teams on there, I can load those up, report in, I get a report in that orders have been received, and then I get a status update from the Theseus once the orders have been processed as well. Comms menu on the left also resets every time the option selected. So I want to unload the shuttle now to put in a different team, or maybe just have it ready for pickups. So I'm going to unload the shuttle. Again, confirmation of the order received and the configuration going ahead, and then a status update from the Theseus. That's the basic comms menu. If there's an auxiliary active in the area as well, you'll get an additional status report and be able to interact with that. So let's get an auxiliary online. I'm going to bring the TSN Grant online to be able to interact with. As soon as it comes online, there'll be a status update from the Grant itself saying which supplies it has and that it's ready to receive orders. So here we go, we've got the Grant supply ship. It tells me all the stores that it's got aboard. These are a live readout which will change depending on how many homing torpedoes or nuclear torpedoes are taken from it. I flick to the captain's map and zoom out a little bit. The Grant is just down here. Right, the Horizon itself needs to move closer to the Grant to be able to start interacting with it. If I was to try and interface with it from this point, the Grant would simply send me a message saying that I'm not close enough. You can see on the Horizon's options menu, I've got a new option, request supplies. If I request supplies, it sends out a request to the Grant, and they send back a negative response saying that I'm not close enough. I'm going to move the Horizon closer. So let's go to the captain's map so I can see where I'm going. You can see the Grant just here. Activate the helm and move a little bit closer. When I get close enough to the Grant, there'll be an update from the Grant saying that they're ready to interface systems with the Horizon. So I'm going to flick back to the comms menu here and we should see it come through shortly. You need to be within 1,000 units of the Grant for that to activate. As stated earlier, from the Grant, move to range 1000. Now that I'm in that range of 1000, if I just zoom in here, you can see I'm within the range of 1000, saying that the Horizon is locked and setting up a system interface. If anything interferes with that interface, for example raising shields, it'll say that their interface is disconnected. So I've just raised shields, so the Horizon systems have been disconnected. I need to lower shields and it'll restart the system interface. It takes about a minute for the system interface to happen, so it's about the same length of time it takes to dock, depending on your distance, just to make sure that it's all set up and ready to go. In that time, if I try and request supplies, nothing will happen because the system interface is still being set up. Just a few seconds, the next message from the grant's going to come through saying that the system interface is ready and that I can start receiving supplies. Something else to note is each time the comms menu is activated by a different ship, this status update comes through saying that comms on TSN Horizon has activated the menu. If I was to select Viper, you'd see comms on TSN Viper has activated the menu. It just allows comms officers to keep track of those status updates. Right, the grant sent through their update saying that everything's set up and they're awaiting the resupply request. They've also sent through instructions saying that you're going to remain within 1,000 of the grant and the shields have to remain offline. If I raise those shields or I moved away, then again the system will go to disconnected. So if I go to here, I can now go down to request supplies, click request supplies, and the grant confirms that the request has been received and it'll start to resupply the Horizon. At that point, the helm and the weapons officer will notice that homing torpedoes start being replenished up to the maximum of the ship. Beacons, probes, tags, P-shocks, all the ordnance that's available will start to be replenished. As soon as it's finished, there's no status update from the grant. You can remain in contact with the grant to continue replenishing supplies or move away. Obviously the grant's first communication was about the stars that the grant has. Once those stars hit 0, then it obviously has to start rebuilding those stars, and it sends through more updates. I think that's everything in the comms menu, from requesting status of marines, loading and unloading shuttles, and requesting supplies. Something else that a comms officer can do is interact with jump points. So I'm going to move the TSN Horizon closer to the nearest jump point, which is waypoint 60, I believe. Here we go. So waypoint 60 gate. That's a jump point that will take me from the Atlantis system, where I'm currently located, to waypoint 60. If I set the correct angle, I'm going to move towards that waypoint. As I move towards it and come within range of it, the comms officers will all get a status button allowing them to activate the gate. Let's move right into range. Here we go. The range is about 4,000. Once you're there on the comms console, if I click back, there's an activate gate option. That will either appear at the bottom or the top, it depends where you're currently navigating in the comms console. If I click that, we'll get a couple of status updates from the gate. First one is saying that the gate is active and the signal's locking, and then there'll be a repeating transmission saying that ships are being tracked. Until all ships are within range of the gate, that will continue to repeat. If ships move out of range of the gate, then the message will stop and the gate will shut down. We're just going to move the TSN Viper and the TSN Sabre closer in order to lock all ships. So all ships need to be within 4,000 of the gate to be locked. Here we go. Finally, once all ships are within range, so you can see I've moved the TSN Sabre and the TSN Viper closer to the gate. The gate sends through one final signal saying that the signal is locked and it's standing by for jump. Then a new option appears called jump. As soon as that is activated, it will allow the ships to transition to the new system. So in this case, sector waypoint 60. That's the jump initiated. If I move out, we can see the Atlantis gate is now behind us, and all the ships have transitioned to this new system. This is waypoint 60. This is the first sector that you come to. That's everything in the comms options so far. If anything updates, then I'll update the video. Keep an eye out as well for other player guides about the sandbox and how to interface with the different systems, including things like the helm fuel collection system and the silent running mode for engineering as well.